wrapping up week 17 of the 2024 season. These were out of conference games. Didn't have the same feel, but then again, I think five of the 12 seeds have been in place for like 6 weeks now. So, um, little anticlimactic, but wrapping up the final regular season week of our 20th season, still an accomplishment. The excitement in the regular season the buzz hasn't been like normal, but we got a very interesting playoff scenarios coming up here, so we'll get to that here in a minute. Hawaii went to Hartford. Hartford needed to win, and a win, they needed to win, and they needed Washington to lose. So they needed some stuff to happen to get in, but it didn't work out. Hawaii wins 27-24 on the road to finish 11-5 on the season. Um, it was a close game throughout. Hartford made a comeback with a Cole Tracy field goal in the fourth quarter, and then Blair Walsh kicks a 24-yarder. Then Brandon Silvers gets them to within three with a minute 50 left as he ran for it. RG3 again was out with injury, and he's going to retire. DeAndre Johnson, former USFL New Jersey General quarterback, scrambler, can run. 17 of 30, 229, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Silvers again filling in for RG3, 15 of 26, and he did have a touchdown. DeAndre Johnson, 5 rushes, 29 yards. Master Teague the third, 80 yards on the ground this game. Josh Kelly and Tyler Goodson were on cruise control. Jared Patterson with a touchdown, 2 fumbles in the day for Brandon Silvers, but he did run for that touchdown to get him in there late. Hawaii was resting their starters. Touchdown catch. Peyton Hendershot. What did I say? This guy's always open in the end zone. But he has a touchdown. Albuquerque, the walking wounded, went into Washington, and Washington wins. And Washington not only wins, but coupled with the Dublin loss, Washington's your 5 seed, and they're headed to Barcelona. So, congratulations, Katie Bartle making it to the playoffs 2 out of 2 years. Albuquerque again with the loss, 6-10 on the season. It got so bad in here they were using Jeff Matthews. So Mike White, of course, got knocked out 10 weeks ago. Max Duggan, 9 of 17, he got knocked out of here. He didn't end up getting hurt, but he didn't come back in. Jeff Matthews with a touchdown pass. CJ Beathard with 2 touchdown passes. Deontay Foreman, 20 carries, 86 yards. I can tell you he is not your rushing leader. Which is a shame. Seems like he fell off this year. Kareem Hunt, 71 yards on the ground, and he fell off the last 3 weeks here. So Washington gets in the playoffs, but I'm not sure I'm buying that stock just yet. Kendall Milton, the rookie out of Georgia, with the touchdown run. Laquan Treadwell with a touchdown catch. DGB with the touchdown catch. Antonio Callaway with the touchdown catch. D.D. Westbrook held in check, 1 catch, 18 yards, and he's been having a good season. Washington finishes 9-7. And just so everybody knows, San Antonio totally jinxed Albuquerque this year. Prior to the season, if you remember, he said the 3 things in life that are guaranteed was death, taxes, and Albuquerque wins 10 games. And so Albuquerque gets all those freaking injuries and only wins 6. So Mark Graves, if you have anybody you want to talk to, it's definitely San Antonio. New York 20-10 over San Antonio at home. The game was never in doubt. San Antonio. New York was resting their starters. Hasty played. Tucker, he watched from the bench. Barkley looked like shit. He was intercepted once. Brett Hundley with 2 touchdowns and an interception. Jermichael Hasty, he had a fumble. They did not. Neither team really looked that good. It was kind of an ugly game, but Noah Gindorf, this guy continues to impress me. The tight end for the Scorpions. Jared Pinkney with the touchdown catch. Jermichael Hasty with the touchdown catch. There's a sack for Joe Schobert, who is going to be your tackle leader on the year. Tavares McFadden with a sack, Shakir Brown with an interception. This New York team, though, defensively, 12-4, one win behind Salt Lake City for the league title or the league lead in wins, but this defense is all right. So we'll get into the playoff scenarios coming up. San Diego goes to Columbus. Columbus needed to win to stay alive. They do not. And San Diego, a victory didn't matter, but they've been on fire since Cam Newton was traded away. Kind of crazy. Borregawas had a good game here. Jake Fromm continues to impress. 4 touchdowns, 25 of 36. Carson Wentz looked like crap. Keaton Mitchell with the touchdown run, 81 yards again in the victory. Trent Richardson, 21 carries, 125 yards and a touchdown. This may be his last game. So Jazz Ferguson was held in check to 67 yards, but he did have a touchdown catch. C.J. Johnson, Riley Ridley, and tight end Trevon Weston, each with touchdown catches as well. Ross Martin, 5 for 5 on extra points. He's been really good. There's a sack for Chad Thomas, sack for Alex Searcy, and a forced fumble, Mike Edwards, the safety. Anyways, moving on. St. Louis goes to Orlando, and this game, nothing was at stake. Orlando already had the 3 seed in the Stars, and St. Louis, win or lose, was in, and they're in with a loss at 7-9. 7-9. That's a little embarrassing, Israel. So don't let it go to waste. You better win a game in the playoffs. 14-10 at halftime, and it was close. It was an interesting game in the fourth quarter. They traded touchdowns between Brian Edwards from Trent Bray, then Manziel threw to Simi Cobbs, and then Trent Bray came back and threw to Jonathan Johnson, and then Jordan Howard ran 7 yards with 23 seconds left to go in the game. Boom, game over. They kicked the extra point, go up 4 with 23 seconds, and that's it. Tyler Bray, 22 of 29, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Johnny Manziel continues to play well. 3 touchdowns in here, 289 yards, has been hot as shit since coming off the injury list. Matthew Breida, 19 carries, 35 yards. Kenyon Drake got knocked out of this game, but he is not on the injury report. Jordan Howard, 22 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Brian Edwards did have a big game, 2 touchdowns, 144 yards, 11 catches. Max Williams had 2 big catches in here, 2 catches, 71 yards. They were right down the middle seam routes, and man, he's dangerous in there. I don't know how far this team can go. 7-9 says a lot, but we'll see. Simi Cobbs had 2 touchdown catches. Preston, one, if you go back and watch it, I don't think he breaks the plane, but they gave it to him and nobody challenged it. Preston Williams, touchdown catch in here. Kevin White will be your catch leader. He had 7 in here. I think he finishes with 118. But he's been healthy, and when him and Preston Williams are healthy, that's a tough duo. Chicago went to Louisville. Louisville just come out and played. Dylan Moses had a pick 6 in here. Etling looked good. Trey Regis looked good. If they had played like that all year, they would have won that division. 34-20. And they trailed in this game too. Again, now Chicago was resting their starters. Bam Knight played instead of J. Rob, but Louisville really looked good in here. So we'll see what happens next year. Trey Regis 19 for 98. Jalen Moore gets the touchdown run. Shedrick Jackson and Aaron Parker with touchdown catches. Whoop failure. Former Hawaii Shark with 2 touchdown catches, 157 yards. There's a sack for Tank Carradine and 11 tackles and a pick six for Dylan Moses. They finish at 7-9. Chicago will be at 11-5. Detroit went to Memphis, and Memphis really they checked out. Detroit was up 17-7 at halftime, and it didn't get any better. Isaiah Williams continues to play well for Memphis. Holker, the other rookie, had a touchdown catch. Eason was your starter, 27 of 44, 2 touchdowns, an interception. I didn't think he looked any better or worse than Hartman. McCoy, just playing this out. Kellen Moore's waiting for the playoffs, 22 of 30, 4 touchdowns and an interception. But I do think it's all going to be Kellen Moore in the playoffs for Detroit. Jalen Warren gets the start in here for the Wolves. 17 carries, 26 yards, and he fumbled once. Brennan Eagles, 9 catches, 148 yards, and a touchdown. Greg Dortch, 2 touchdowns, 148 yards, 4 catches. Isaiah Williams, the rookie 5th-round pick out of Illinois with 4 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown, continues to look good. Bryce Ford Wheaton, 1 catch. Sammy Watkins, 2 catches. Can't get it done that way. 4-12, Memphis will have the first pick in the 2025 AFA rookie draft. So they were in a tie with Birmingham, but Birmingham beat them in the season, and that gives it to Memphis. Tulsa wins this game. Now, had Tulsa lost, they would have been your number 2 picker. But it's going to go Memphis, Birmingham, I think San Antonio, then Tulsa. I think Tulsa now has the 4th pick in upcoming draft. They win 47-45. They put up 35 in the second quarter. Kenny Galladay, Vernon Hargreaves. I think he had 3 interceptions in here. Hold on, I gotta see this. Yeah, he had 3 interceptions, 6 tackles, 3 interceptions. So Hargreaves with a huge day to cap off the season. I know it's not the season Tulsa wanted, but he does get to 5-11. I think last year he was 2-14 or 3-13. So, and those 2 rookies, Jackson Sermon had a shit ton of tackles. I think he was 3rd in tackles this year. Bo Richter's fine. I think there's something to build on here in Tulsa. But 38-31 at halftime. How about that? And then it went cold. Carson Strong threw 4 picks. He's an RFA. This is the end of his draft class. I think he starts somewhere, especially with expansion. But, man, and Birmingham never really did put an offensive line in front of him. So, I don't know if he stays in Birmingham. I think there will be suitors. He's good enough. But if he doesn't have an offensive line, he's not going to get it done. Tevin Coleman, 25 carries, 155 yards, and a touchdown. All the guys that Tulsa picked up had touchdowns. Galladay, Coleman, and Hargreaves. So I think the team was all right. Jarvis Landry ended up finishing 3rd or 4th in the league in catches this year. He stayed healthy. 2 touchdowns in here. Stephen Sullivan with a touchdown catch. Birmingham, interesting what Birmingham's going to do in the next in this offseason coming up, and I think following Tulsa to see what improvements they do coming up next season are going to be interesting. Salt Lake City went to Dublin. This game was in the snow. Salt Lake City up 17-13. They come up with 10 points in the third quarter. Cameron Terry, Bajan had a huge day. Cooper Rush came back through a touchdown pass twice. He 14-yard pass to Hansen. Then Salt Lake City had a 10-play drive, 95 yards that ended in a field goal. Then Hansen comes right back and throws an 80-yard pass to Hansen. Dublin tried to play with them here, but 51 seconds, Salt Lake City was able to run the clock out. Bajent, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 13 to 22. He looked good. Cooper Rush, 3 touchdowns. And, so Salt Lake City, they were playing to win. And Dublin's a sneaky good team. And I know they're going to be at a minus without Abe Smith. But what did Davian Thomas, 23 carries, 71 yards. Other than the fumble, that was basically what they were getting from Abe Smith this year anyways. So it's going to be interesting. That Dublin defense is okay, but and we'll get into that, but they got a lot of injuries in the secondary. Salt Lake City ends the season at 13-3 with a 30-27 victory over Dublin, who will end their season at 9-7. Salt Lake City general manager Jeff Graves will be your general manager of the year with 13 victories. Portland goes to Frankfurt, and Frankfurt, Cam Newton finally gets a win. 31-24. 31-24. This was a long, drawn-out process, and they were just playing for fun. 2 touchdowns for Cam Newton. 31-24. And Cam Newton and Michael Warren the second, 58 yards right there. That's when Frankfurt took control of the game, and then David Johnson 1-yard run. And there's another frustration, I'm sure, for General Manager Greg Lindenstruth, the whole David Johnson deal. Mettenberger started the game. He got knocked out. Felipe Franks came in, and then Whedon came in. So Cam Newton again, 11 for 22, 183, 2 touchdowns, and he's going to ride off into the sunset along with RG3. It's been interesting. RG3's had 6 or 7 really interesting seasons, from Hawaii to New York to Hartford, and excuse me if I'm missing somebody in there, and Cam, back to back, he wins his first 2 American Bowls, first 2 seasons in the league. He wins it, calls his shot the second season. But that third season, this year it's been a bit of an embarrassment all the way around, from 18 million to the draft picks and everything. It's certainly, it doesn't taste good in the mouth the way Cam leaves or retires, for sure, for a bunch of people. San Jose at Barcelona needed overtime, but San Jose wins it. They are just the perfect spoiler, right? Justin Yoon, 24 yards, 37-34. Barcelona was playing with Chase Garbers, who looked really good, 4 touchdowns, 22 of 31, 370 yards. Josh Rosen, 29 of 42, 4 touchdowns. He was picked off once, but 21 fourth quarter points for San Jose gets them back in the game, and they pull it off to be 7-9. And I think San Jose is 7-9 or 8-8 every year. They played the spoiler role real well. Corey Coleman and Jawan Jennings each with 2 touchdown catches. Kyle Markway, 73 yards. 2 touchdowns for Tyree Brady. Kevin Snead looked like the boss man. But Kevin Snead and Chase Garbers had played together in the ADFL this year. So Barcelona finishes 10-6. They'll be your 4 seed. San Jose's at 7-9. They lost the tiebreaker to St. Louis, so they are not advancing. Sacramento went to London, and London manhandled them 27-9. Sacramento, though, just was playing. They've been playing backups for 2 weeks now. I think they're as frustrated as Frankfurt. Trevor Simeon, 18 of 26, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's going to be really interesting to see which way he goes from here. Lynn Bowden, 6 catches, 125 yards and a touchdown. Denzel Mims, 10 catches, 158 yards and a touchdown. Thaddeus Moss with a touchdown catch as well. And that's what London's going to need. They're going to need either big game. They're going to need two of the between Mims, Moss, and Melvin Gordon. 2 of them have to have a big game for London to win 3 straight. So Um, so that's a look at Week 17. Your wild card matchups. Here they are, starting with Washington at Barcelona. Um, Barcelona 10-6. Washington is your 5 seed at 9-7. You got St. Louis headed to Hawaii. Um, Hawaii is your 3 seed. St. Louis is your 6 seed. Um, Dublin is headed to Orlando. Orlando is your South Division winner at 8-8. Or Dublin gets in as the 6 seed at 9-7. They lose a tiebreaker to Washington because Washington beat them handily. Portland goes to Detroit in this wild card matchup. Um, Portland's been hot. Orlando's been hot. I think the I think out of I think the two Stars conference games are the most interesting to me. I think Kareem Hunt has been a little cold here lately. Barcelona can't stop the run, but if he's cold, then that's not going to trigger too much. This game could go either way. I think Hawaii has the upper hand on St. Louis. St. Louis just doesn't have the same firepower. Um, but Tyler Bray has been a bit of a gunslinger here the last 3 weeks. So um, I just don't think this is your typical St. Louis team. So Dublin heads to Orlando. Johnny Football has been hot, and Dublin's secondary is they're I think I think they're missing 3 starters or 4 starters. I mean, that Dublin secondary is in trouble. And as hot as Johnny has been, Orlando should have a big day. We'll see. Portland heads to Detroit. Kellen Moore's going to come back, I would guess. Or Colt McCoy. It doesn't matter. They've been putting up big numbers. It's like the offensive juggernaut. Portland, Brandon Whedon, he's always hot. Marquise Callaway got hurt. He's not going to play in here. He had just come off of an ankle injury and then broke his leg. He's out for the playoffs. It's going to have to be a whole lot of Tristan Jackson and Wendell Smallwood. So uh, that's I think I'll stick with it. The Washington, Barcelona, and the Dublin, Orlando games are the games I want to see the most. So winner of Washington, Barcelona will travel to New York. St. Louis, Hawaii winner will go to Chicago. Dublin at Orlando winner goes to London. Portland at Detroit winner goes to Salt Lake City. So, good luck to everybody. It's going to be interesting. Let's take a look at the final stats. These, if these don't include injured players, so keep that in mind. These are not your official final stats. Sam Hartman was going to lead the league in yardage, 4689, 37 touchdowns, but he was picked off 16 times. Tyson Bagent, 33 touchdowns, 7 turnovers. Your touchdown leader is Nick Foles, and he didn't even play in week 17. He has 47, 10 interceptions. That's going to be exciting to watch. RG3 is going to finish second with 38, and he's been hurt for 2 weeks. Cooper Rush, 35 touchdowns, 10 picks. Johnny Manziel's only been picked off once. Flacco, 2 picks, 33 touchdowns. He's going to be exciting to watch coming up here. Your rushing leader is going to be Leonard Fournette. 1,818 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5.7 yards per carry. Trey Regis is going to be second at 1,743, 12 touchdowns. Very exciting the way this kid finished the year for Louisville. They got something to build on with him. Kareem Hunt, another big year for him. Again, he was leading the league and kind of fell apart, so we'll see what he does for the playoffs. Dalvin Cook was rested the last week he still finished with 1,600. J. Rob 1,596. The 8 touchdowns. That's the part that could worry you a little bit. Yards after contact goes to Fournette as well, 1249. He had over 1,000 yards after being hit. 16 20-yard rushes. You got to stop him. Bagent's good, but you got to stop Fournette. Kevin White finishes with 118 catches. This is the first time I think he's ever played more than 10 games, and he plays the whole season. Chris Conley with 105 for Columbus. Disappointing the way they had to deal with injuries on the defense. Jarvis Landry's going to finish third with 101. Never stops. Hardest worker out there. Anthony Johnson, 95 catches, 1,508 yards, 12 touchdowns. There's Tamron Terry, 94 catches, 1,472 touchdowns, 20 for Jazz Ferguson. Perryman didn't play the last week, I don't think, and he had 19. Arcega Whiteside with 14. So that's a look at week 17. Just wanted to congratulate the 12 GMs that made to the playoffs, and good luck the rest of the way. And we'll do another. Our next wrap up will be when after the American Bowl 20.